one of the areas that's very tight market right now is wood frame for sale housing, multifamily attached wood frame housing in CD states, construction defect states, California, Florida, and there's a growing list of those because defect claims are coming in other states now, where they used to be kind of defined in just a few. So, when you're talking about a condominium project, wood frame, multi-story, multi-unit in one of those states, it is a very, very challenging market. There's probably the London market has gone away largely for those, and certainly from a lead access perspective. So you really need to figure out who your lead players are, and they're minimal, and some of them are tied to the actual primary carrier as well. So when you're building, when you start to look at something like that, you really have to look at where am I going to do my first layer of excess before I can even decide where I'm going to do my primary.
It's not just that space that's seeing the excess market dictate your primary terms.
Right.
We see it in New York on construction. We see it in New York on habitational real estate, where if you don't have enough general aggregate or project aggregate, completed ops aggregate on the construction side, some of your most competitive excess players, lead excess players, won't play. So sometimes you have to spend a little bit more on your primary to kind of unlock a better excess program, or drop that first domino on a better excess program.
Yeah. So I mean, when you're building a tower ground up now, you have to look at it almost as a holistic kind of approach. You have to realize, it's kind of what I said earlier. You have to make sure, you have to know where your best players will be and where they want to be, and then utilize the capacity, that way. So you may have a very great primary quote, but if you don't have somebody to sit directly over it at a competitive price, then it isn't going to be, it's just going to be an isolated situation. You can't make that work. So, you may have to go back to the carrier who's a little more expensive for primary and use their excess. Or like Joe said, they're offering more limit, different aggregate structure that then creates the opportunity for an excess market to be more competitive. And so when you start to add up the primary plus that first excess, that's going to be the most competitive approach than to use the real cheap primary that you really can't get competitive excess over.
Kind of like a video game. You got to you have to unlock the next level. And in order to unlock the next level, you have to.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to amend the terms. Sometimes in high excess, you get into layer trap situations these days, especially in some of those higher hazard classes, and you can't have that. So
it's a pro sport. It's a pro sport. Putting an excess tower together right now is pro sport. It's not minor leagues anymore.